So like I said, I'm Rachel Doherty. I'm the grounded therapist and a grounded coach. And I just want to share a little bit about myself before we get into the subject of today. I work with women in male dominated industries to break down those anxious thoughts, the beliefs that hold us back, and really getting us ahead to being empowered women in the workplace, to take over leadership positions, move up the ranks, break that glass ceiling, get through off the sticky floor, and be out there in the world leading the way, making huge impacts and changes. So if you're a woman out there, send me a message, join my free Facebook group, and I can't wait to hear your questions, see your comments as we go through this live today. So let's just settle in. I'm coming to you from my bedroom/office in Connecticut. And I like to breathe a little bit to ground us, settle us in for the conversation. I get really amped and excited to talk to you all. And so I know I have to settle a little bit. So breathe with me. And just notice where your breath's at today. One nostril's clogged. You have some allergies going on. Maybe you're breathing great, right? Don't judge it. Just be with it and notice as we breathe in again. Keep ourselves calm and present in the moment. Be here listening to me if that's what you're doing, or go about your business if you're scrolling by. It's all good. This is recorded. All right, so now that we've settled in, what I want to discuss today is this common feeling I hear from my clients all day, all 5 days of the week, every week, for months, years at a time. Is it just me? Am I the only one feeling this way? Because it can feel so isolating and so lonely when you're stressed out at work, when you've been passed over for the promotion, when you have poor boundaries and you keep staying late and showing up early and giving it your all and getting nowhere. It's exhausting. So I'm here to tell you, no, you are not alone. You are not the only one feeling that way. It's awful, it's hard, it's sad, and it's exhausting. It's exhausting. So give me a thumbs up if you are feeling what I'm putting down, right? If you are experiencing the same thing. It's really challenging, right? And especially if you're a procrastinator, especially if you're a perfectionist, right? You want to get it exactly right. It has to be the correct way in the exact position that feels the most comfortable for you. 75% of women procrastinate if you're a professional woman, mostly fueled by worries, fears, not good enough thoughts, doubts, right? And so imagine if you get that time back, if you didn't spend your time avoiding work, trying to get it just right, get it perfect, because that's an expectation that you can't live up to. But you can be more strategic, but you can't be more perfect. Because it doesn't exist. That's a goal that doesn't exist. What's perfect anyway? Right? If everyone could get to perfection, I wouldn't have a job. If you could willpower into whatever goal you have, I wouldn't have a job because you wouldn't need outside reflection and outside insight. That's fun to say, outside insight, and not say inside. Anyway, I digress. So it's not just you. And some benefits to remembering that it's not just you and letting go of some of that perfection and procrastination cycle and desire for perfection to prove how worthy you are and how good you are, is that you'll find calm, peace, and flexibility. You can create how long things take, how long projects take, by deciding how long they should take. If you give them an hour, they'll take an hour. If you give them 6 months, it'll take 6 months. You get to decide how long things can take, how much effort you give them. But they're never going to be perfect. So what if you worked with a different set of expectations? That'll impact how stressed you are, how much you wake up at night thinking about your project, the task at hand, how much you avoid doing it because you're just stuck feeling like project's going to go on forever. This feeling is going to go on forever, and that you will never get that relief. And it starts to impact not just work life, but personal life too. So what would it take to let go of those expectations? What if you could heal from the things you're remembering, right? Like getting passed over for the last promotion, training the person who got that promotion or is now your boss. What if you could let that go? If you could heal? Because it hurts. That burns, that stings, right? That's an ego thing, and that's an actual thing, depending on how much effort and work and commitment and time and education and training you've put in. Oof, it hurts, right? But it doesn't have to. We can heal from that. And that's part of the work that I do, is healing and letting go of the past, those regrets, those things that come up, so that you can move forward. Regret, frustration, resentment, it will hold you back and get in your way. And why get stuck there, right? Because that's not motivating to keep going, to be better, to be more efficient, to let go of you're trying to control everything, right? If you're stuck in that resentment space, what's going to happen is it's going to take longer, because you're going to start not doing the work, avoiding it, procrastinating. You're going to resent it. You're going to roll your eyes at meetings and someone's going to see, or overhear, or you're going to send a reply all email by accident because you're pissed and not paying any attention, right? It only digs that hole deeper instead of climbing your way up and out. So a lot of the work that I do is healing and letting go from the past so that you can move forward. And then we can get strategic and tactical about how we're going to move forward, about setting boundaries clearly about the hours that you work, about the hours you give yourself to take care of you and your needs, about turning your mind off, about having a really good night's sleep, about figuring out which programs to sign up for, what training opportunities to take on, and which ones to leave behind, right? Like, no more party planning. I probably say that every week, but stop with the moral stuff, right? The morale boosting events. Your time is worth more. Don't get that coffee for whoever asked you, right? Don't do the minutes. Sign up for strategic projects. And that's what we'll work on, is coming up with a custom career plan to figure out how to get you ahead versus kind of treading water and staying where you are while you're busy, full of resentment, which is trying to hold you down. You're going to gain flexibility. You're going to get your sleep back. You're going to manage your stress and just feel so much relief and so excited about the future. So if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments below. I'll check later, especially if I can't see them. And I'd really encourage you to join my free Facebook group, Unleashed with Rachel. Almost forgot the name. We're doing a challenge next week about managing your time, right? And getting more strategic about how you use your time throughout the week. So we're going to do 5 days starting on Monday, the 19th. So I hope to see you there. And if you have any questions, send me a DM at Grounded Therapist on Instagram and Facebook. Thanks, and can't wait to talk to you guys again. I'll be here every week at noon on my Grounded Therapist page on Facebook and in my Instagram stories. I gotta sign off. Bye, everybody. Thanks for joining me.